Wade MacGregor hoisted the squirming child onto his shoulders, delighted to be released from the car seat where he'd spent way too much time over the past few days. The little boy kicked his feet in the air, wanting down more than he wanted up. Hasn't changed a whole heck of a lot since then. Wade studied the exterior of the house for a long moment. Looks like there have been a few changes in some of the trim color there around the porch. And Barry always likes to keep up with the latest trends. Must always be on the cutting edge, you know. He paused momentarily to stare at the fence that ran across the front of the property. He wondered when the fence had been installed and why. No one had mentioned it in his recent phone calls. Then again, there were things he hadn't mentioned either. Let's go check out the river, see the water. Wade crossed the broad lawn to the wooden pier in long strides, fully aware that he was procrastinating. Right down here is where I learned to fish and canoe and row and crab and do all kinds of fun things. He looked up into the face of the dark-haired cherub whose heels kicked gleefully into his chest. Yeah, I suspect you'll be wanting to do those things one day, too. I'll teach you whenever you're ready. Wade told him. I promised your mama that I'd raise you the best I could. I can't think of any better place for you to spend your summers than right here in St. Denis, just like I did. A sleek boat passed by, kicking up some wake as it headed toward the mouth of the new river, where it met the Chesapeake Bay. Someday soon we'll go sailing out there. You like that? We'll have to get you a little life jacket first, though. Wade thought for a moment. Your mama loved the water. That's one thing you'll want to know about her when you get older. She loved to swim and water ski and dive. Maybe one day you'll want to do those things too. She wanted to teach you herself, but that's not going to happen now. Wade swallowed the lump that threatened to close his throat. I know you miss her, buddy. I miss her too. Overhead, a gull drifted, and attracted by something on the dock, dropped down onto one of the pilings to get a better look. It hopped to the deck, pecked at something solid for a moment, then took flight, the unexpected prize held in its beak. The bird changed direction and angled back toward the bay. Wade followed it with his eyes until it disappeared. Ring-billed gull, Wade said aloud. Not to be confused with the herring gull. Someday you'll know the difference. Someday you'll know all the shorebirds. Figuring he'd gotten about all he was going to get out of his efforts to put off the inevitable, he glanced over his shoulder at the house. Well, I guess it's time to face the music. He started back across the lawn. You ready to meet your Aunt Dallas and your cousin Cody and your great-great-Aunt Barry? The back door opened and a golden retriever sped out, a fluffy white dog on its heels, both barking wildly at the intruders. Floor! A little boy of 6 or 7 raced after the dogs. Allie, stop! Come back! The dogs continued to run toward Wade. See doggy, the toddler demanded and struggled to get down. Wanna see doggy? Wade stood stock still, waiting to see just how close the dogs would come, if they'd continue to bark, and if they'd show signs of real aggression. Allie, Floor! The boy ran after them and caught up with them when they stopped about 10 feet from Wade. Hi, Cody, Wade said. Do you remember me? Cody narrowed his eyes and searched Wade's face momentarily, before a smile appeared. You're my Uncle Wade, he said. You live in Texas. Not anymore. Wade gestured to the dogs, who had calmed down a little. They don't bite, do they? Nah. The boy shook his head. They just act tough. Mom says they think they're Dobermans or Rottweilers or something. Wade laughed. Where is your mom? She's in the house. She didn't say you were coming today. Cody pointed to Austin, who was trying to wiggle out of Wade's grasp to get to the ground. Who's that? Cody, this is Austin. Wade lifted the toddler in an arc over his head and placed him on his feet on the grass. He's your cousin. Hi, Austin. Cody knelt down in front of Austin, who pointed a chubby finger at the dogs, who approached cautiously, wagging their tails. Austin, this is Allie. She's Aunt Barry's dog. And this one, he pointed to the white dog, is Floor. She's mine. Here, doggy, Austin chortled as the golden retriever drew closer. Cody glanced up at Wade.